Does your oscilloscope look like this? Do you struggle with your low end? Would you like to achieve perfection that looks like this? Then you have come to the right place. Because I, Aluxic, am here to save your day. Let's make a deal. I show you how it's done, and you send me a picture of your feet.
So in this video we're going to talk about what is sub-bass, what is phase misalignment, then I'm going to show you two examples and then some closing thoughts. So your sub-bass is the lowest harmony of your bass that's ideally in the 40 to 80 Hz range. One example would sound like this. You can also spice up your sub-bass with distortion, but your sub-bass will always be most prominent in this sub-frequency area. I can also show you I have other bass layers here that like the very low end because I want to control it independently, and then I have that low end. About phase misalignment. This looks like math, but it's still your normal sine wave. This is just what you have in your low end. It's important to know when your audio is summed, all the waves are also being summed. So if you have two sine waves that are the exact same, just like here, 2 times this, you double the amplitude because all the values get added. Now the interesting part happens when you have two out of phase sine waves, because they will always add up to 0. So you can see here, 1 pi is 180 degrees. This is what we call phase cancellation. Let me open FL and show you a real example of this. I'm playing one sine wave. It's important to know randomness is set to 0 and we start at 0 degrees. Now if I turn up the second one, it'll become louder, of course. Now we have equal loudness. See what happens if we rotate the second sine wave to 180 degrees. And now they're cancelling each other out. That's what happens if your kick tail and your sub-bass are misaligned. A small moment of cancellation will happen. Now let's go into a real example. If you look at the kick, it looks an awful lot like a sine wave. So of course we want to align our sub-bass with this exact phase. Now here's one problem. See our problem? The phase doesn't care about your BPM. It will always be at a different point, even though you set randomness to 0. Because if you play one note all the time, it will just play that sine wave. So even if you sidechain your sub-bass, it will always be a little different. We do not want that, because if you try to align it with your kick, you will never get it right, because it'll always change. You see that mess right there? What you should do instead is start a new sub-note every time your kick hits. So instead of this one long note, just shorten it and copy it. Yes, I know you have this annoying click at the beginning, and we could just slightly turn up the attack. Now you can see the good thing, it'll always be in the same phase. Now all you have to do is align that particular phase with your kick. Let's do that together. So if we take a look at that, it looks okay, but not perfect. Let's move it a little bit. I would say this looks good, right? Yeah, I would say like this, but the volume is a little bit high. And also, let's add some distortion, and now we can turn down the bass. Maybe something like this. The oscilloscope is helpful with finding the right spot for your sidechaining, and the right slope as well. Let's move it a little bit. I would say this looks good, right? Because if you overdo it, it's totally messed up, even though we aligned our phase. So your oscilloscope is really your friend when it's about phase and low end. Yeah, I would say like this. So you might be wondering, okay, I'm not playing the same note every time. What do I do now? Let me show you another example. Oh, and in case you're wondering what this song is, you really don't want to know.
6, 7.
But I have to.
6, 7, 7, 6, 6, 7, 7.
Don't go.
6, 6, 7, 7. 6, 6, 7, 7.
You didn't hear that, okay? So let's take a look at this kick first. You can see the waveform is a little bit scuffed already, so I didn't mess it up with my processing. Now it looks like this with processing. Maybe I messed it up a little bit. And our sub bass looks like this. Very quiet though. Turn on the kick again. And now there's two ways you can do this. You can either do it the lazy way, like I did it here, and just search for a spot where it somehow works for all of the kicks. Or you can automate the phase start. I know you cannot directly automate this one parameter, but you could always assign a macro or something and just find a way. Or you can do it through a step LFO and just find the four right spots or something like this. So I did it the lazy way. Let's see how it turned out. So I just want to remind you, this little part here is from the kick sample itself. So it's always about this little transition between the kick tail and the sub bass. If you have some elements that don't have a separate sub bass, like an 808 or whatever, just take a look at your oscilloscope. Just try to find the right amount of sidechain. You can never go wrong if you just check the data. One question you might have is, what if my sub bass is not a sine wave but a square wave or any other waveform? You gotta know, every waveform is just the sum of sine waves. That's what sound is. Every sound is a sum of sine waves. So everything that makes this wave a square wave is just overtones. And fundamentally, it will still be a sine wave at the bottom. Let me demonstrate it. We have a high cut. The fundamental harmony is still there. If we remove all those upper tones, it will sound more and more like a sine wave. So no matter which waveform you use, your fundamental can literally only be a sine wave. This is it for the video, very short in comparison. I hope this helps you a little bit. If you want to join my community, go to my Discord server, link is in the description. Wish you all a very nice day and see you next time. And guys, please stay with me. There is one more Serum Secret that most of you probably don't know.
What do you today?